What's going on, guys? It's that time of the week again, time for another Siege match. We're going up against Society of Sins this week, and thought I'd do a pretty fun special match video for you guys this week. A little while back, I had someone suggest in the comment section they wanted to see some gameplay of an all pre-combo deck. And at first, I was wondering how I could go about doing that, as a pre-combo deck isn't actually as strong as you think it would be in this game, especially in Secret Fight Club in the arena. When you're above the 2,000 crowns mark, it's combos that dominate. All it takes is one solid combo by your opponent to wreck you, so it doesn't really work too well because of that, especially with the battleground effects going on. But if you look here, I'm going to be hitting their Hyper Island to do this, to try to make it work, because Hyper doesn't have any cards really in the game right now, so there's not going to be any buffs on either side. So while it's true I'll be at a disadvantage where I can't combo against them, they also won't be getting any buffs on their cards or combos against me, so it kind of levels that playing field. So we're going to see how that goes. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how that turns out, but I thought it'd be a fun idea, so we're going to go ahead and jump into that and see how this goes. So first match was up against Realm35. There looks like they're leading with a drunk deck. As you can see here, I have nothing but pre-combos in my hand. So no characters, no items, I'm not running any mythics, none of that. It's just all maxed out pre-combos. So my main goal here, the way I have it set up, is I need to be doing like Craze. Those are going to be my powerhouses. You'll notice I have a lot of cards that have Craze. I also have a lot of ones that utilize Punch and Motivate. The main goal is to get a Crazer on the field and try to support them with extra bits of Motivate and Punch to cause some damage, because that's what it's going to really take to try to win these matches, because since I can't make combos, I need to get my powerhouses some other way. So I'm going to go ahead. If you look in this match, I have a couple options for the Craze. I could go Hip Hop, I could go Meg Meggy Meg, I also have the Hatchet Boomhauer. In this instance, I know what combos they can potentially make with Pawtucket if they're going drunk, so I have to think about that. So I lead with Hatchet because of that, because they can make a few Craze combos for drunk with that. So that's why I do that, because Hatchet has that hijack on it. And worst comes to worst, I also have that Jab on him, so I can break through walls if I need to, and I have my Motivate. And actually, as you saw, speaking of my hijack there, it worked out for me because they played the October Brew that had 7 Motivate, so I was able to hijack that first turn. At this point, I have my Crazer, so we play the Brian statue on the field. So I get that extra bit of Motivate to get even more attack there, so I can drop slot 1, no problem, unabated. Rion played the Peter on me instead of comboing, which was nice, because a Viking Peter kind of would have sucked. Luckily, my Hatchet does have that jab, so I am able to break through Peter's walls no problem, as you're about to see. But yeah, it's a very interesting setup I had here. At this point, I dropped the Hip Hop in the open slot, because since I'm going to be doing some direct damage here, it's good to have another Crazer set up on the field for backup, because Hatchet doesn't have a lot of HP by default. It's pretty low at 47, so it's always good to have a backup killer in the wings there, should he fall. And luckily, Brian's statue's holding strong there with its bodyguard, protecting me from a good chunk of the bomb damage there of I Like Beer. Scratch that, all that bomb damage, that's a lot of bodyguard. As you can probably tell from a lot of my previous videos, Brian's statue is one of my favorite pre-combos to run. I pretty much run it in pretty much any deck I make, whether it's offense, defense. It's a great universal PC with that bodyguard and that wall. So yeah, I would say probably 10 out of 10 would buy again on that pre-combo, because it's just fantastic. Alright, our next match was up against Kyre Knight. They play the K-pop video, so they're doing a different type of deck. They're going possibly music. It's a bit harder to predict what they're going to do when they open with the item, because I don't know what characters they're running, so it's harder to predict what to play against them in this instance. Either way though, I still want to try to set up a Craze combo, so I have my options between Time for Hard Liquor or Viking for the Viking Peter there. I want to probably go the Viking Peter on this route here, because I do want to do more damage out the gate. He has higher starting attack, and he has 11 punch. So he's more likely to cause maximum damage to the K-pop and drop it before they can do anything too devastating on me. Plus, I do have my Motivate card, so I can buff it up. And if you look at my hand, I do have a Booty Shaking Drunk and a Time for Hard Liquor. Booty Shaking Drunk has Motivate that goes only to drunk cards, and it has that 12 cheer that can go to any card. So it works out well here for my setup, because I can use Booty Shaking here in the slot 2 to motivate not only Viking Peter, but if I set up Time for Hard Liquor in slot 3, that will also get a Motivate from the Booty Shaking. Not to mention it gets the 12 cheer on top of that Motivate, which is going to be hitting for a lot of damage. So it's a really good way to go to set up against this. Depending on where punches go, I might be able to drop the K-pop too. We'll see. Looks like it wasn't in the cards for me, unfortunately, but that's alright. Instead of comboing, they dropped that Doomsday, which worked out well for me because, like I said, I can't make combos. So if they combo, that's the scariest thing, especially because Hip Hop Bob there. He's already got a lot of attack. My booty shaking's not looking too hot, so that could suck if I lost the booty shaking before I got that cheer that I wanted. At least I have the motivates and stuff set up now. With the right punches, I could drop Hip Hop. To get the punch that just demolished that. Ooh, and they make a Chainsaw Hank on me. That's also scary because they now have two killer things on the field, and they drop slot 2 on me. So they have a Crazer that's already crazed up there in slot 2, and Chainsaw has a lot of attack, a lot of HP, got crazy gas damage, crazy craze, and crazy payback. It's a pretty bad spot to be in. So my best bet here is going to probably be my chicken fight's pretty good here because it has punch and bomb, and it will motivate my time for hard liquor because I have my options here. I have other stuff I can play. I'm more concerned about dropping that chainsaw before it gets against me. So that's why we do that, because I do have the punches and bombs. Between all of that, I can maybe take out the chainsaw, plus I have a Boy Witch Steve in my hand. That's a really great pre-combo, as you're about to see. I play it next. It has a lot of payback damage that it can deal. So between that payback, that should be enough to drop the chainsaw Hank. Unfortunately, because of the gas damage, I did lose my time for hard liquor before he got his attack off, so I'm taking 30 direct here. You can see it's a pretty tense moment in the match. At this point, I just gotta play my Boy Witch Steve, because not looking too hot. Luckily though, Chicken Fight should be able to drop the hip hop unless it's being shielded, because I do get cheered by Zap. I believe I checked the shields in this too, because I was paranoid about that. Luckily, it was not shielded, so with my cheer from my hero, my Zap hero there, it's enough for Chicken Fight to drop it. So we play the Boy Witch Steve for that 14 payback on it. Between that, punches and bombs, Chainsaw Hank should be dropping no problem. And my Viking Peter has crazed up quite a bit, so I have my killer set up, which is all I needed. They left a hole in the wall there because of the hip-hop falling, so it's my win right here. I held out for that win. But yeah, it was a pretty tense moment when they made those couple combos, but my pre-combo wall held true somehow, and we got that win. Next match was up against Fartman, the Fartman. Opens with the Roger. Once again, not sure which way they're going on the deck. I do have some options for craze here though, so could go Viking, could go Meg, or Hip Hop. At this point, I do want some hard-hitting stuff that can craze and do max damage, so Hip Hop is my best bet for this type of deck right now because it's going to be punching a bit more than Viking. It also has more starting attack, and it has more craze, so it's my best killer I can unload on the field here to cause as much damage as I can to drop that Roger. So we're going to go ahead and lead with that Hip Hop Bob. Unfortunately, there's no Motivate card in my hand to buff it up, so I can hopefully get a good draw. If not, I'll have to support him from the wings some other way. Alright, they play a Fry, so no combo yet. Still not sure what deck they're running. So there's my Motivate card. So time for our liquor. We're going to throw that buffer in there to buff up Bob a bit more. With a good lucky punch, Roger will fall. No love from RNGesus on that one. So it's alright. They threw out a Buzzsaw, so it looks like they are running maybe an art deck on me here. So at this point, Roger is falling. I have my Time for Hard Liquor as a good setup there. It also is a Crazer, so it can craze. One thing I'm going to want to set up here is going to be my Viking, though, because if you look at the Buzzsaw, his Buzzsaw has some bomb damage it can be dealing out. So Viking's a good counter to that with the Bodyguard. The Bodyguard will be protecting my Time for Hard Liquor from that bomb damage, so I can protect my wall a bit longer that way. It's always good to keep Time for Hard Liquor around because not only do I have that Motivate, I got that Cripple All, and oh geez, they made a Super Dance Squad on me. That would have been scary earlier on, but they left a hole in slot 1 there. I'm hitting for 44 direct from Hip Hop Bob, and that's my win right there. Next up was up against Headhunter. Let's go hunting for Headhunter's head. We're going to claim it as a prize. Headhunter opened with a Mythic Bob, so there's a possible Mythic combo on the horizon. Kind of scary since I can't combo anything against them with this all pre-combo deck. So my options are kind of limited because the Bob card has Hijack. My main strategy with this is to build a Craze combo slot 1, so that'll be stealing the Craze. That's not too good for me. I still want to try to play that though because I do need killers. So my best bet looking at my crazing options here, Wild Brian isn't horrible because it has punch, but that's all it has. It's not doing me any other favors. Meg on the other hand, while I'm not going to be benefiting from her craze, she has the payback damage, which is good to help get rid of the Bob sooner, and she has Cripple, which is guaranteed to hit the slot 2 if they play it next turn so that it cannot attack me on that next turn when it comes around, so I can avoid damage a bit longer. Plus, I have Sculptor Peter. That does have shield to Family Guy cards, so that could protect me a bit to shield my my Meggy Meg if I go that route. That's looking like it's the best option, so we're going to go ahead and lead with that Meggy Meg. Ooh, and they combo me right out the gate with that 430 appointment. That's nasty. Look at that, 20 gas and 11 bodyguard. At this point, I'm more concerned about that gas than anything else. And, well, let me rewind that a bit. Did I say 11 bodyguard? I meant 11 cripple all. What I meant to say is I need my 11 bodyguard there, because I'm more concerned about that gas damage. So my Brian statue with that 11 bodyguard will be blocking more than half that gas damage, and it motivates my Meggy Meg, so I will be doing more damage to try to drop that sooner. That being said, now they have another card in the field they can combo me. At this point, I'm going to want to play that Sculptor Peter, setting up a backup powerhouse in slot 3 because it can craze, and it has that shield 13 to a Family Guy card. That being said, my Brian statue is also a Family Guy card, so I'm rolling the dice a bit on that. There's a 50-50 chance it'll shield Meg to protect her from dropping. Luckily though, 430 appointment took a lot of damage there, so I will be dropping it at the very least, and I'm more concerned about dropping it, because mythic combos, when you're not running any combos in your deck, can be scary as shit. At this point, I'm in a good spot. Normally, I would motivate my Sculptor Peter a bit, but Eugene does have some hijack there, as you can see. I don't want to be feeding that, so I'm going to go ahead and just instead play a non-hijack card, or a non-motivate card. So I can do my Meggy Meg to get more cripple, or I can go Wild Brian. We do the Wild Brian instead, because I don't really need more cripple right now, but Wild Brian has that 12 punch, which is really nice, so it'll be doing some extra damage on the field. Not to mention he is a crazer, so he has a couple turns to craze up in an open slot there as well, just to build some more power out against them there. Luckily though, Headhunter did combo there, leaving slot 1 completely open. Brian has an open shot too, or at least he did till he got crippled there. God damn. It's okay though, I have some motivate pre-combos. Look at all those chicken fights. We're going to go ahead and we're going to just motivate my Wild Brian right up, because it's at 0 attack now. But with that extra bit of motivate from Time for Hard Liquor, that's now just enough extra attack between Zap Brannigan's Cheer, added onto the cards, and that direct attack in both slots to end the match to get that win. I'm claiming Headhunter's Head as my trophy. Next up is up against Master Shave. Opens up with the Roger. Let's see here, I got a couple options for the craze. I am digging... Out of all of these, I still feel Hip Hop Bob's pretty good because I do have that cripple all and that punch. That being said, it's hard to know what kind of deck they're running against me there, so without knowing what they're going to run against me, it's hard to plan. That being said though, Hip Hop Bob's still the safest, strongest bet because it's dealing out the most damage out the gate with 19 base attack, 12 punch, and it's got cripple all. So that's my safest bet. And quick note about Hip Hop Bob, it's one of the purchases that I kind of half regret a bit. It was really good last music when they first introduced it, because that was when Kong was doing those crazy 50-50 buffs. It was 50% added attack and HP on all the cards. They were doing that for every BGE though, so it was getting real repetitive and real boring. It was super OP and fun, but at the same time it got stale real quick. But yeah, back then it did really well because I had because of his skills, he has some great skills there, but his stats by himself aren't that great. But with those extra buffs, it was fantastic. Anyways, I digress. Moving back to the gameplay here, reason I did the chicken fight combo, pre-combo there in slot 2 was for that motivate, because that Mr. Deliver is scary. It has a lot of leech and a lot of bomb and a lot of cheer. That's kind of scary to deal with. I needed to drop that quick. Chicken fight was my best solution because of the motivate, and I also had some punch and bomb. And as you see here, the bomb actually came in clutch and took it out for me, because if it lived, it would have been causing some nightmares. Because it worked out though, I have some open slot attacks here. I'm free to just expand my card wall. It should be my win, no problem. They did make a Chris Pimple though. Pretty annoying combo to be contending with. It does have that 11 cripple all, which is really annoying, plus it has that hijack. Luckily, my chicken fight that's against it doesn't have hijack, or doesn't have craze, so there's nothing to hijack. Speaking of hijack, what's going on with my connection? Kong server hijacking my connection there. Have over 100 download speed, should not be any slow connection on this. Come on Kong, free up some server space. Alright, because of all the punches, everything came crumbling down. I got the whole card line there. This is my win at this point, because even Hip Hop Bob in slot 1's attack is already way up there, so we just throw out whatever, it's the win. Next match was up against Riam, 35 again, opens with the personalized beer mug. So I'm going to probably want to lead with, still want to do my craze option here. Hatchet's probably my safest bet, because I know they can make mowing while intoxicated, potentially with a Hank. That does have a crap ton of sturdy wall, and it crazes, so Hatchet has that jab that can break through that wall if they play that on me, so my safest bet. It also does have hijack, so if they do have that craze combo, I'm not going to be letting it get off the ground. Fortunately, I don't have any motivate combos to support myself, but you know what? I need to play it for the best of my abilities there. So looks like they didn't go for the combo, they played a bender on the field instead. Even if they would have comboed the bender, they believe that combo that it makes has a crap ton of wall too, so Hatchet would still been a good counter to that. At this point, I'm going to want to set up some blockage though. So Bender's Clown, since I don't have a motivate card, it's a good buffer there. It's got 11 wall, 59 HP, cripple all, and bomb. So it's a great kind of buffer card. That was another pre-combo that I don't regret that purchase at all because it makes a pretty good buffer in almost any defense deck because of its high defensive stats. It played the Jose Servo on me combo. That's kind of scary because that's got a lot of punch, it's going to be leeching, and it heals up the drunk card, so that's a little scary on that. Had to play that Hip Hop Bob there because I need to get a killer on the field because I might be losing my killer in slot 1. And sure enough, look at that, they made I Like Beer. That is terrible for me because those cards are going to be healing each other up perfectly. Oh, there goes slot 2, so I need to protect myself here. So here's the thing. I can do Chicken Fight. I don't think that's going to be enough to drop the I Like Beer, unfortunately. It should still just be shy. But the thing is, I need to take that card out as quick as possible, so I still think it's my best bet. It's going to be motivating Hip Hop for more direct damage this turn. More importantly, I have Punch and Bomb to try to help me drop that I Like Beer next turn, because this little heal wall they got going on against me, I'm kind of in a bad spot, because I will be losing my Hatchet Boomhauer next turn. There's no beating around the bush on that. That being said, I do have some high HP buffer cards in my hand too, so I might be able to use them as well to try to fill out that hole, because I have my Crazer with Hip Hop Bob set up in slot 3, so that's what we're going to do. Ooh, and Bob with that vicious punch did all the work for me there. That's great. I needed to get rid of that little heal train they had, and got Bob coming in clutch for the win there. So Chicken Fight's not looking too hot right now. Like I said though, I do have my killer set up over there, so I'm not too worried. It's more about just surviving the hits here. Their Gene does have Hijack to kind of counteract any craze combo that I could possibly set up, but Boy Witch is still okay because I have payback damage I'm dealing, and I have the Leech there as well, which is nice. This is another pre-combo I really like. Boy Witch Steve, while it's pretty slow starting, was great for Disguise. He's a great defensive buffer to run pretty much any time in a defense deck because he's got 65 HP, he's got 14 payback, which is just disgusting, and he's got 12 leech to just keeping his HP up there, and he has Craze, so he can always just keep building his attack more. Like, I don't think there's much of anything that can one-shot that card, so it's a great combo, or a great card to run for the pre-combo on defense. Oh man, Kong coming back at me with those slow connection messages. Anyways, that should be my win right there, because I got 51 direct from Hip Hop in the open slot. Next up was Dirty Dan, the dirtiest of Dans. Let's see if he's going to do me dirty in this match and give me that loss or not. Plays the Antichrist. They can go a couple ways with that. I know they have the potential to make a Rapture stand, so that is a craze combo. That being said, Cartel Klaus, even though it has the hijack, doesn't have any power behind it, so I don't really want to lead with that. I need to lead with power. Problem is, my only power combo right now that has any power behind it is Sculptor Peter, because that's my only craze one, so kind of risky. That's kind of one I regret getting. It didn't age too well, even during art when it came back around. I didn't run it too much. I mean, it's alright, it's not horrible, but it's got the nice craze, 9 craze, which is nice. It has that not the bodyguard, the shield to other Family Guy cards, but even then, I rarely even use it for Siege for Family Guy. Anyways though, I was crippled there, so I wouldn't be able to break through the Slaying Tonight wall there normally, but I have my Brian statue there. I can buff that up with the Motivate, puts me just over the edge, so I can actually start building that craze causing damage, and since Brian statue is a Family Guy card, I do take advantage of that 13 shield in this instance, which is nice. At this point though, I do need to get another killer set up because no way in hell is Sculptor Peter living through all this. He's taking bomb damage from TJ, and that Slaying Tonight still holding up pretty well against him with that 18 wall. I'm barely breaking through. So we're going to play that High School Bill, get another crazed powerhouse on the field. It also has some punch, which is nice. High School Bill's another fun one. For the most part, it's been sitting in my inventory. It's been on the bench for a long time, but now that Educated is coming back around, I believe it starts this coming Thursday when Rumble starts, is the Educated Battleground effect, so I can start using that again, which will be fun. But High School Bill's another pretty good tanky defensive one. He's got pretty good stats. He's got that 11 wall, 11 punch, and 8 craze, so he's another one where he can work even outside of certain Battleground effects on defense as a buffer. And of course, there's my favorite chicken fight one. At the time, I went pretty crazy on that box for Fighter because the Battleground effect for Fighter was like a crap ton of punch, so chicken fight was OP at the time then. I rarely use my chicken fights now though. Like, I'll use them for Siege and Family Guy, and obviously I'll use them in Fighter, but outside of that, most of the time they're sitting on the bench, so it's kind of a love-hate one with that. While I don't necessarily think it was the best investment for my inventory, I mean, it's kind of grown on me to still be one of my favorite cards, just because of the ongoing joke of how much WoG loves cock. And once again, if you don't understand that reference, feel free to check out the very first Fighter video Rumble match that I put out with that joke when it first came out for the first time. I'll have that link down in the description for you. Good times. Anyways, they got that mythic combo on me, which normally would be scary, but I got a pretty good wall set up, so we're once again going to play WoG's favorite card on the field just to celebrate. Didn't even need it. It's over before it even gets to the first one over there. Alright, we got Keika Hunanui again up here. Believe we faced them in a previous video. They open up with the Bobby. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun so far with this all pre-combo deck. It's really making me think. As you've seen so far, it's not so much just throwing random pre-combos at them. I really had to plan out this deck a bit for what skills my pre-combos had and how they work well together. I knew I needed, to build power, I needed crazers, because pre-combos by default don't have a lot of power behind them. Since I can't make combos, I really needed some crazers. That being said though, even the ones with craze normally are slow starting, so that's why I needed to throw in a lot of motivate as well. And on top of that, always need that bodyguard to protect the wall, because if the wall falls, I fall. The minute I get a hole in the wall is the moment I will most likely lose if they combo me. So that's the reasoning that went behind this setup. In case you were wondering how many I was running in this deck, I believe I'm running a deck of 27 quad fuse maxed out legendary pre-combos. As for if that is all of my pre-combos, no it is not. That is just almost all of them. I believe I left one pre-combo out of the deck, my Rapture Stand, as that's one that definitely did not age well. Not to mention, it didn't really work out too well for this scenario, because that card for Rapture Stand has Craze, which is great, but his other skill is Boost, which you should know is that Boost only gets activated when you make a combo, which this deck cannot make any combos, literally 0 combo potential, so it was kind of useless to me, so I left it on the bench for that. I also left out a couple epic pre-combos I have. I think the only epic pre-combos I have are some animal ones. I think I have Teddy's Pigeons, because during animal, he came in pretty good use during defense for that, as far as epic pre-combos went. But yeah, for Siege here, even though I'm running Wild Brian, which technically would support it, I didn't feel like the pros outweighed the cons there. Or I feel like the pros of not running it outweighed the cons of actually running it. That's why it's not in the deck. By the way, speaking of Wild Brian here, great setup I have here. If you look here, I'm running it with my Down to the Bones here because it does have that 15 cheer, 2 other animal cards, which is great. It's a great setup for that. It's also a great card because of the 12 punch and the 8 craze. The one thing I don't like about Wild Brian though is how Kong went about releasing it. They did it through these things called chance packs. If you're new to the game, you may not have seen them. Kong was trying out this thing where instead of boxes, you could open up a pack like infinitely, and there was no guarantee of grabbing a card. And it was this whole gimmicky thing, and I was pulling from it just a little bit to try to test the odds, see how bad it was. Of course, Kong being Kong gave me the close to the quad early on, so I felt like I had to keep pulling to finish it. And to make a long story short, 100 pulls later, finally got that quad. So 1 out of 10 would not pull again. I really hope they never bring back chance packs, because if they do, I will be boycotting them, and I highly encourage everyone in the community to do the same, because that is some bullshit to just have it be completely random with no pool of cards, so you can hypothetically pull infinitely and never get your quads. Alright, we got Riam again. What was this, like a third time? Jesus, there's like 11 people guarding this island, and I keep getting the same couple over and over again. No love for the other players. Let's see here. Problem with Stan, they can make some devastating combos with that, and I think Rion was running a drunk deck, so he can rough night Stan me and really rough me up, or make the drunk Stan. The drunk Stan has Craze, but once again, Cartel Klaus, even though if the hijack isn't really a killer, it wouldn't be doing much, I need to drop that Stan before it can make a combo on me. So my safest bet, it's risky, but it's Hip Hop Bob. Because once again, I got that Craze and that Punch. And I do have a motivator on the field here with Chicken Fight, so I can technically motivate it up a bit. So that's going to be my best bet with this deck setup, but it is risky because if they rough night me, that could be real bad. And sure enough, there's the rough night Stan. Luckily, it's still sleeping for a turn, so I have some time to end it. Let's go ahead and do that chicken fight, because I need to do as much damage as I can to that bad boy before he starts messing me up bad. Good thing is I got a lot of punch damage on the field, and chicken fight also has bombs, so I should be able to drop that rough night before it drops me. Let's see, where's the rough night gonna hit me? That's a bad touch. That's a bad touch. Man, he went after Hip Hop Bob savagely, almost dropped him. Luckily, he held on. Because of him holding on, I will be able to drop it, which is good. Because if I would have lost my Hip Hop there, that would have been game. That would have been it. Luckily, it held out, though. I am going to need a new killer, though, because I don't foresee Hip Hop Bob in slot 1 surviving much longer with only 3 HP left. So we're going to throw out another Hip Hop there to expand out there to get another killer. At this point, though, I have the killer set up there and some open space between him, so he has some time to build a Craze up. I can go ahead and just keep expanding my wall. Doing a motivate card here wouldn't be bad, so I'll probably go with my my Brian statue on that. Or not. Apparently I went with the Meggy Meg instead. In hindsight, I think I would have preferred the Brian statue, but not sure why I did the Meggy Meg. I think, thinking back on it, I might have did it because of the extra attack power, but I didn't need it. Didn't matter. Alright, my last match was up against Kier Knight again. They open with the personalized beer mug. That could turn into that mowing while intoxicated, so once again, Hatchet Boomhauer, good way to go on that, just as a safe counter. But yeah, so far it's been pretty fun event of doing this with an all pre-combo deck. Really made me think on how I was going to play out the skills and try to predict what they were going to make. For example, they made Drunk Fry. Did not see that coming at the time, which is scary because if he's running an all drunk deck, that 24 shield can be really annoying to deal with. So in this instance, I needed to make sure Drunk Fry fell before it could build that Craze on me too. So Brian statue was good for the motivate. I didn't really care about dropping his slot 2 because Brian Statue's not there to be a killer, he's there to be a buffer. So that's why we did that, because my main goal is dropping that Drunk Fry, especially when they throw in Mythics on me. It's kind of scary. But yeah, having a lot of fun with this setup I had here. Let's see. In this instance, I need to get another killer set up because there is the chance of losing slot 1 there, so we do the Meggy Meg just to get that set up. Luckily though, Drunk Fry's HP was down to 37, so Hatchet was up there just enough to end it, which worked out well for me. And they combo the Rapture Stand, which I gotta say I did not see coming at the time. I thought it was going to be all drunk, but because they did that, they left themselves open for some direct attacks in slot 1 and 3, and I keep building out that wall with the Motivate, which kind of just guaranteed my win at that point, but it kind of worked out. So, worked out pretty nicely there. But yeah, as I was saying, had a lot of fun planning this out for the deck and trying to make it work. Really interesting to actually look at all my pre-combos too. And that's gonna do it for all 10 of my siege hits against Society of Sins this week. We went 10 for 10 against their Hyper Island using an all pre-combo deck. As you can see, we dropped 4 of their islands so far. I'm probably not gonna be around to get the final results of this match to include in the video, but I think it's pretty safe to assume we're probably gonna win this match. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing an all pre-combo deck. Thanks again for whoever suggested it. I was a little iffy about how to go executing it, but I think it came out pretty well, and I had a lot of fun planning it out and getting that going. Feel free to let me know down in the comment section too, which pre-combo is your favorite pre-combo. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to click that like button, and if you're new to the channel or haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and also click that little bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified of new uploads as soon as they go live. Thanks again, guys. Peace.